Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 294. The album that I would like to review today is Lost Boyz with their debut album, Legal Drug Money, released in 1996. For those who don't know who Lost Boyz are, they're from South Jamaica, Queens, specifically from Guy Brewer Boulevard and 134. So pretty much the same block where 50 grew up. This consists of four members. The members include Mr. Cheeks right here, Pretty Lou, Spig Nice, and Freaky Todd, the late great Freaky Todd. So Mr. Cheeks is the lead rapper. Pretty Lou, his role is very unknown. But what I got is he's probably like the money man of the group. He's like the manager, that kind of thing. Spig Nice was the DJ, and Freaky Todd was like the hype man / rapper. Alright. So this album spawned 6 singles. The singles include The Yearn, Music Makes Me High, Jeeps, Lex Coupes, Beamers, and Benz, Lifestyles of the Rich and Shameless, Renee, and Get Up. Those are the singles of the album, right? Let me get a swig of water. Alright, so those are the singles of the album. I remember when I bought this album back in 2001, back then, 2001, 2002, I remember the first 2 times it got stolen. So I think it's like my third copy when I bought this album. So I thought it out there. So I thought it was pretty interesting. It might have been my second copy that I bought. I don't remember. No, it was my third, because the first one got stolen. The second one I already have, but I lost the case, and then I just cut out the booklet to put like a poster like on my wall and shit like that where I used to live, and then now I just bought an extra like a regular copy, so I decided to get that. So it was only right. Now let's show you what this album looks like. You see here, you got the 3 members on some R&B shit, but it's far from R&B, I promise you guys. In the back screen was the same thing. Black and red, that's what the album looks like. LB fan. Also too, what a lot of people don't know, Lost Boyz was an actual gang in South Jamaica, Queens, by the way. It was very short lived. It didn't last very long. But I remember like throughout like the late 90s and early 2000s, like where they frequented a lot. I knew a couple of people personally that was part of LB and shit like that. Then they were affiliated with Blood. Their allies were the Bloods, because in the late 90s, the Bloods was running shit in Queens, like in New York. You know what I'm saying? Crips wasn't. I mean, Crips was always there, but Crips wasn't as dominating like they are now. But before, I remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, like the Bloods was running shit. And, Lost Boyz was like their allies and stuff like that. And then, I've noticed like in the late 2000s and above, Crips started running over and like kind of outnumbering the Bloods and stuff like that. So that was pretty interesting. But enough in the gang politics. Alright. Open the CD, or the booklet rather. Alright, got the credits right there. Pretty cool pics. Got a piece of the blunt. Pretty dope. Flip it around. Alright, very iconic picture right there. That's been shown a lot. Here's another iconic picture as well. Pretty cool. See them in the studio recording. That's pretty cool. And the late great Freaky Todd recording his verse on one of the songs. Alright. Now, let me get into the producers. So there are no featured tracks. I mean, there's no features. Well, with the exception like Big Dex, and I think that was like the only one. But everybody else were like, it's pretty much producers, that kind of thing. All right. So let's get into the producers. The producers include Mr. Cheeks, Pete Rock of Pete Rock and Still Smooth fame, Mr. Sex, may he rest in peace. He ended up dying back in 2010. 2010 due to emphysema, so he died from that, so may he rest in peace. Easy Mo B, Big Dex, who else? Big Dex, Mr. Sex, Dwarf the Black Prince, and those are the producers of the albums. All right, now let's get into the meat and potatoes. Um, we're gonna go through some of the tracks. All right, track one is the intro. Pretty much is Mr. Cheeks introducing the group over the Summer Madness instrumental by Kool and the Gang. It's pretty cool. Dope way to start the album. Kind of gives the album like kind of like a summer feel to it. Pretty dope. All right, so that's track one, the intro. Track two, the Yearn. That was produced by Pete Rock. Pete Rock does have a verse on that track. So there's two versions of that song, The Yearn. So one is on the AIDS compilation now that came out this same year in '96, and then you got this version right here. The only difference with the two is that on the AIDS version, it seemed like P Rock added kind of like a horn type of sample, like a beep or whatever. I didn't really like that version. I kind of prefer the version on this album. It sounds a lot better. I just felt like it was kind of like a distraction, if you will. It just didn't really blend with the beat very well. That's just my personal opinion. I just prefer this version better. Like I said, dope track right there. I like the line by Freaky Tire when he said, from nation and back to New York, I twist the cap, pop the cork, I take a long walk to the court. Buddha, I spark chill with my crew. Who would be Mr. Cheeks when I sip my nigga brew and get in? You gets the fan understand. Bouncer, we gets the buzzing 40 ounce and hit Virginia. I get the shorty, sipping the 40 on the corner with a bone. In home, out and on my own. Whew, fire. So that was track two, The Yearn. Track three, Music Makes Me High. That, I believe, was the fourth single of the album. That was produced by Mr. Sex and Charles Suit. Fourth single of the album. I was never a big fan of the song. The music makes me high, but it's the beat. I didn't really care for the beat too much. Because I've heard it before, that kind of thing. Like that sample, I forgot the sample, but it's been used before, but that's just didn't like that version, I guess. But I do like the line by Mr. Cheeks when he said, who performed alive? For me, Lou, Spick and Ty. Every day, you know how we do. Brothers trying to wreck the crew. We be having mad fun. Niggas known for me from day one. Lifestyles was rich and shameless, violent. They would end up nameless. Woo! Fire. Love that shit. So that was track three, Music Makes Me High. Track four, Jeeps, Lex Coupes, Beamers, and Benz. It's the second single of the album that's produced by Easy Mo B. One of my favorite tracks of the album. Love this shit right there. Love the video for it. As I mentioned before, they're from Gabriel Boulevard and 134th. Like I said, the same hood where 50's from. They actually filmed the video in that hood and that kind of thing. So when you go on YouTube, check it out. And that's where it was at. I like the line by Cheeks when he said, nowadays niggas front like they're ill. Now busting cats ain't got a motherfucking thing to do with showing skill. Recognize, nigga, what you frontin' for. I know your style. You never hit a blunt before, or just another race. Faking jacks, taking up space to me. You've nothing but a needle in the haystack. Listen, kid, I've been doing this here from ways back. Woo, fire. So that was track four, Jeeps, Lex Coupes, Beamers, and Benz. Yes, sir. Then we got track five, Lifestyles of the Rich and Shameless. Fucking dope track. That's also produced by Easy Mo B, one of my favorite tracks of the album. I like the line by Cheeks when he says, a shorty named Val, she stays on the aisle. He started slinging at the age of 17. His heart's made of steel. Kids, his mind is full of green. Love that. Another line when he says, the first two's about this girl named Yvette. She lived out in Queens, pushed the red Corvette. She pumping weight in and out of state license plate. See, her lifestyle is straight weight. She's into licking shots. Sticking blocks, got his shorty on the team. Shorty's picking locks, into picking locks. Making G's, taking trips across seas. Just enough to be flashing. Cashing, they be stashing. She's with the cats. They love packing gats. Bulletproof vests and bulletproof baseball hats. Woo! Killed that shit. I could relate with the out of state license plates because that's what that's what street cats do. People that put in work, man. They they rent cars, get cars from out of state, push them weight because like when they get pulled over, they won't know where they live. So it's kind of pretty dope. All right. So that's track 5, Lifestyles and Rich and Shameless. Track 6, Renee. This is the third single of the album. This was produced by Butt Naked Tim Dog and Mr. Sex. So the premise of the song is he meets this girl named Renee, and she's actually a law student. She's studying to be a lawyer and that kind of thing. And then, Mr. C's like, I'm a writer, but another name for being a rapper. But instead of being a rapper, you say, oh, I'm a writer. So I think that's what kind of got her because she didn't want to be meeting the next nigga that's always a rapper, that kind of thing. So it's kind of smart that he said the writer. But yeah, pretty dope. And this song is actually based on a true story. It was a girl named Ebony from South Jamaica, Queens. I think she for like 40 projects. She was making a phone call at the payphone, and then some dude, I guess, tried to jack her, that kind of thing, and they ended up killing her. So in the premise of this song, like I said, they met each other, and then they're shooting the shit. Like he's a writer, she's a lawyer. They get together. They came to a liking to each other, but then sadly, she end up getting killed for armed robbery, and then Mr. Cheeks ended up going to get revenge on her. So that's pretty much what I got from that track right there. So I like the line. When he said, "She told me what she was in school for. She wants to be a lawyer. In other words, Shetty studies law. I'm telling Shorty I'm a writer and she's gonna be looking for the token. She drops a package of the Easy Waters, covers her mouth with her name ring. I said, yo, don't sweat the technique, Shorty rocks. I do the same thing. But yeah, I use Philly blunts. She said, I never fucks with Philly blunts because I heard that's for silly stunts. I said, nah, they blow slowly. They burn slower. Right now, I don't really know you. But maybe later on, I could get to show you. Woo, fire. So that was track 6, Renee. Track 7, All Right. Pretty dope track right there. That's produced by Big Dex, featuring Big Dex. I believe Big Dex was on the hook on that song right there. I like the line when Cheek said, I remember the crooks that be in Donald Gordon's books, Doug selling drugs up on the blocks, cop and lady looks, ain't nothing pretty in my seed that's shitty, my man's running around up in the aisle, he caught $1.50 to the grill, things are getting ill, at times it makes me want to holler when I'm down into my last dollar bill. Whew, fire. Love that joint right there. So that was track 7, All Right. Track 8, Legal Drug Money. Pretty much the premise of the song is him talking about, trying to make ends meet, but sometimes with limited opportunities they have in the hood, sometimes you have to make ends meet, even if it's not right. That kind of thing. That's pretty much what I got from that. I like the line by Cheeks when he says, I got a little man, my little man is getting older. I wipe my wifey's eyes every time she cries as I hold her. It's tough coming up as a young black man. Understand. See, the world is ran by the clan, just like Tom and Jerry with Cheeks, and they seem to lock us down. And when they bring in the keys, love that. Another line when he said, you say it's 94, I'm warm it up and give it to you raw. You say you want a battle, we'll prepare for the war. I shovel up and break them down cause we catch them with the quickness. My name is Mr. Cheeks and Mr. Cheeks is next to sickness. In the dictionary, I will bury any MC with violence. My crew even tries to go against me. For real, I'd rather push up an act with some rims and bounce around Queens with some baggy jeans and Timbs. Fucking dope shit right there. So that was track 8, Legal Drug Money. Track 9, Get Up, which I believe is the last single of the album. It was the 6th single of the album. Not one of my favorite tracks on the album. It was okay, but not one of my favorites. Not the song that I really go to like when I listen to this album. Track 10 is This the Part. That was produced by Easy Mo B. Pretty dope song right there. Um, Big Dex is on the hook on this track right here. Um, I like the line. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, I got that confused. Sorry. Is This the Part is produced by Easy Mo B. I didn't write anything on this song. In this song, he talks about how he caught his ex cheating on him, and that kind of thing. Pretty much breaks that down. So I didn't write anything on that. Track 11, Straight from the Ghetto. That was produced by Butt Naked, Tim Dog, and Big Dex. And this is the one that Big Dex is on the track, so I do apologize for that. I like that line by Cheeks when he says, "The rough times will remain in my brain. I make it hard to maintain. Tearing clowns out the frame. I've been away so mad people thought I fell, but I just came back from the visit in hell." Fucking dope shit right there. So that was track 11, Straight from the Ghetto. Track 12, Keep It Real. One of my favorite tracks of the album. Love the beat for that. That was produced by Big Dex. One of my favorite tracks. I like the line by Cheeks when he says, "Yo, I believe I paid the dues, man. I started in the game with my mans on Linden in the van. We drinking, get on champagne, slicking rocks, packing Glocks on the blocks. It's early in the morning. I'm selling things from my Reeboks, Thresh, Nicks and Dimes and Reeboks, trees, nicks and dimes. I write rhymes, but the ghetto times they got the checks doing crimes. Excuse me. Let me redo that again. Sorry. Yo, I believe I paid dues. I started in the game with my man living in the van we drinking. Ghetto champagne, slicking rocks, and packing Glocks on the blocks. It's early in the morning. I'm selling tums for my Reeboks, trees and nicks and dimes. I write rhymes, but the ghetto times they got the cheeks doing crimes. The street life, yeah, that's the only life I know. Where niggas sling rocks, bust shots, and push yayo. Fucking dope. So that was track 12, Keep It Real. Track 13, one of my favorite tracks right there. Probably my favorite track from the album. That was also produced by Big Dex. Love this song right here. I used to play this shit heavy rotation for me. I like the line by Cheeks when he says, "My mom Dukes is always banging on my door. My music's too loud. I got clothes on the floor. She don't understand. I'm cruising in the fast lane. I'm fresh out of nerves, ma. You working on my last vein. Now ma, I can explain that I don't want to take her out, but that's stuck in my brain. We're having fight after fight because I leave when it's bright." Fucking dope. Another line when he said, "It's time we build a better nation. Motherfuck them police. Some whites talk about peace, others treat us like beasts, but they ain't ready for the planet. Marky Mark be talking that slang, but he don't even understand it. Yeah, I said Marky Mark. Front like the Buddha, he's spark. I never seen you in the park. You get to worse from your bullshit skills, G. A white boy acting black, that shit kills me. Pants sagging, talking slang, kid, and all that. I never see you in the Project Hall black. Hey yo, I don't want no Grammy. Your white is gave Elvis a stamp, but what you plan to give my man Sammy? You talk about Sammy Davis Jr. So that was a pretty dope track right there. Love the beat for that. Dope shit right there. Track 14, The Game. That was also produced by Big Dex. Another one of my favorite tracks, and one I used to play on heavy rotation. That was produced by Big Dex. I like the line by Cheeks when he says, "My man roll a dough fried up on Friday, cause buying the act and bounce on the highway. Now Friday comes. Mom's is beefing cause I'm cursing. She smells cheap on me. I'm a whole different person. Well, I kissed her on the cheek. She understood the chat. Now call me when you get there. Tell me where you at. Well, alright, Mr. Cheeks out on my niggas. We jetted with 50 balls apiece. War and peace for unleaded." Fucking dope. Alright. Track 15. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3,000 problems. This song is a Freaky Tah solo track. It was produced by Dwarf the Black Prince. dope joint right there. Love the beat for it. It's a little bit long. It's like close to 7 minutes long, but it's pretty good. I just think the intro was a little bit too long, but I understand why they did that. But I do like the line of Batar when he says, "A lot to do, call up the underground, let me speak to the nigga Lou." He said, "Talik, what up, my man? I got this nigga locked down with my joint to his gut, and word up, he got a mail press. Ayo, money, what's the address? 1245 Boulevard, Queens. Tell my man they trying to caravan. Understand I'm on a mission. Just be nice to pack up some extra ammunition." Woo, fire. And then the last track, Lifestyles of the Rich and Shameless remix. Dope joint right there, dope beat. Alternate lyrics, so it's pretty similar to Lifestyles of the Rich and Shameless, the OG, but the beat is different. That was produced by Mr. Sex, by the way. The lyrics are almost similar, but like with different wording, if that makes sense. So I didn't write anything for it, but it's basically the same song, but different lyrics and different beats. Yeah, overall, dope album right here. Love this album. Definitely one of the best songs to come out in '96. One of the best songs out in the mid '90s, my personal opinion. Very underrated. I just feel like they never got the push that they deserve, which is pretty sad because yeah, they definitely got some fire, man. Very talented group right here. Love the production, very original beats, dope shit right here. You know, I don't know what it was, man. It's just, you know, even though they were under, you know, Universal Records, Uptown Records, MCA, I just feel like they never got the push, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just pretty sad, man. But may Freaky Tao rest in peace. He ended up getting killed in 1999. Rest in peace to Mr. Sex, who died from emphysema back in 2010. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this album. Very underrated album. Love this album. Also, the song Renee, I forgot to mention, was also featured on the Don't Be a Menace soundtrack as well. So I had to throw it out there because I know somebody's going to mention that in the comment section. So, but yeah, Lost Boyz, Legal Drug Money, released in 1996. Queens get the money, long time no cash. Peace.